zXDC's shortcut commands. This video will explain what shortcut commands are, and it will show you how to use some of them. It will also show you how to find usage information about all of them. But before we get started, let me just mention that this video is high def, so it is best viewed at 1080p. If viewing from YouTube, please select the 1080p setting. For more information regarding viewing and understanding these videos, as well as where to get downloadable copies, please see the first video in this series, Video Viewing Tips. Meanwhile, let's get started. This video describes zXDC's shortcut commands. Shortcut commands are one-letter commands that you can enter into input fields running down a zXDC display's left side. The shortcut input fields are indicated by understrokes or periods. There are as many as 20 distinct shortcut commands that zXDC supports. However, a particular shortcut field will accept only a subset of the possible commands. So the very first shortcut command you should learn is the question mark. Let me PF3 back to the debugging session and show you how the question mark works. Just type it into any one or more input fields and then keep pressing enter one time for each question mark. This is how you learn what commands any given shortcut input field will accept. As you can see, there is wide variation from one type of display line to the next. Now, some of these commands are pretty obvious, while others are just alphabet soup. But it's easy to get the details. Just put an H here and press enter to go to the online help for message DBC 732. Okay, this helps. Among other things, it shows what zXDC command each shortcut command results in issuing. But you may want to drill down even further. To do so, just use an S anywhere here and press enter again. And now you have the online help, in this case, for the K shortcut command. Alright, let's get back to the debugging session. Oh, before I forget, you might be wondering why most shortcut fields are understrokes but some are periods. No big deal. The periods just indicate fields that accept only an H shortcut command and nothing else. So let's see how these shortcut commands work. For example, an F on a request block display line will display the program that is running under the control of that RB. In this case, that would be the System's Recovery Termination Manager. Or, an L on a list task display line will display the request blocks queued for that task. A T on a storage display line will set a transient breakpoint. That's a one-shot trap. Then, of course, when execution reaches that trap, zXDC regains control and removes the breakpoint, since it was, after all, a one-shot trap. Okay, let's clean this up a little. I don't need this watch window anymore, so I'm going to move the cursor into the window and press function key 1, and it's gone. Now I want to show you some zapping. Suppose I want to change this MVC to a CLC. Well, first I place a Z at the left. This is to prove my intentions, so that straight typing doesn't create zaps by mistake. Then I can either change the dog 2 to a dog 5, or if I don't happen to remember that CLC is a dog 5, I can instead just overtype the NVC. Pressing enter, the dog 2 has been changed in storage to a dog 5. Storage no longer matches the A data, So now zXDC's disassembler is used to display the location a second time. That's to show what's actually there. And the mismatch is emphasized. So to recap, I can change machine instructions either by zapping the hex, or by zapping the mnemonics, or by zapping both. Note, in the event of a conflict, the mnemonic zaps win. Here's something I need to point out. If I want to change an instruction's operands, I have to zap the hex. So much for instructions. Let's talk now about zapping data. This program has a data field named DBC450. Let's display it. It's a messaging template. Well, for data particularly, I tend to think that AData displays are overcluttered. So I'm going to redisplay this storage using the format command's object operand. Oh, by the way, this +0? That's just a very simple address expression that generally refers to the same location most recently displayed before. Anyway, pressing enter, here's the same storage, but with all the AData clutter removed. I want to upcase a word here and maybe change another word over here. So again, I place a Z at the left, and now I can overtype either the hex or the text or both. When you press enter, the changes are stored. Note, in the event of a conflict between what you typed in the hex and what you typed on the characters, when you press enter, the hex wins. Suppose you want to zap multiple lines. In that case, you need to use multiple Z's. The same stuff, of course, goes for registered displays as well. Okay, we've messed this program up pretty good now. Let's move on to another interesting shortcut command. I'm going to talk a moment about the note command. To set up an example, I'm going to look at the system's SVC table. And say I'm a hotshot programmer, so I just happen to know that the system's SVC table is pointed to by offset 84 of the secondary CVT, and that the secondary CVT is pointed to by Charlie 8 of the CVT. And that, of course, is always pointed to by location 10 of low storage. And here it is. Oh, by the way, we can always format raw storage with maps and equates, but those are subjects of different videos. So, for now, we're just going to look at the raw storage. Alright, say I want to annotate where this is. Well, there's lots of ways to do that. I could create an equate to label this location, or I know that this location is in the system nucleus, and I know that the binder map for the nucleus has a label for the SVC table, so I can load the map of the nucleus. And there's that label. By the way, you get extra points if you know why 6Fs references the system nucleus. Anyway, another thing you can do is bookmark this place with the note shortcut command. Well, that doesn't seem to do much, but if you then issue a list notes command, you'll see a display of all bookmarked locations. There are a couple of things you can do here. For one thing, you can overtype the text with your own commentary. For another, you can issue a boatload of shortcut commands. F, for example, gets you back to the bookmarked locations. Well, there's a lot more shortcut commands to explore, but for now, I think you get the idea. If you want to find out more, zXDC's online help is your friend. Just issue help shortcut for the details. If you have any comments or questions about this video or about anything else having to do with zXDC, feel free to contact our staff directly. We can be reached at techsupport@ColeSoft.com or by phone at the number shown here. We also have a web presence at these sites. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.